All right, MMA Digest here with Russell Peter. So, Russell, when did you become a fan of MMA, and what do you like most about the sport?
Well, Jit, I've been a fan since '91 when it started, the UFC, and I was still boxing at the time then, so I was already into the fighting sports, and then UFC came along, and that changed the whole landscape of that game.
Right, you've trained jiu-jitsu. What was that experience like? Where'd you train jiu-jitsu?
I trained with comedian Ron Jossel. He's really good at it too. So I used to go train with him at his house, and then a couple of times we went down to I forget, Siam. It was Omar's place in Scarborough, and Carlos Newton used to train there. And the first time I met Carlos Newton, he kicked me in the face.
Really?
To let me know that this was his dojo.
And watching the UFC live in Montreal, what was that experience like?
It was good. I've been to a few UFCs, but to sit that close was really cool. I had a Shogun sitting directly in front of me, and what's his name there?
Vanderlei Silva.
Vanderlei was sitting right there, and he hugged me like he knew me, but I think he thought I was somebody else. But I wasn't about to go, "We've never met." And I don't think he's a fan of my comedy because English, not so much, you know. But who cares? Vanderlei hugged me.
Vanderlei hugged you. So 55,000 tickets sold in Toronto. Were you surprised that they sold that many quickly?
I think it's about damn time Ontario got on this thing.
Right.
I mean, it's been forever, dude. What are we going to approve next? You know, we're going to ban alcohol again? Huh? Wasn't good, but it was a simile nonetheless.
So will you be at the Toronto show? Are you looking forward to it?
I'm going to be there, yes, and no, I'm not looking forward. Of course I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there with a few of these blacks and some others, and it's going to be an exciting night. So
who's a fighter you really like to watch fight these days?
It's hard to say nowadays because they go through fighters nowadays, like, their lifespan is short now. And that's why people are like, oh, don't you think MMA will take over boxing? I go, no, their careers are way too short. And but yeah, I mean, it's not like, when MMA was first getting its legs off the ground, there was genuine guys who were. I mean, these kids are training like strictly MMA now. They're training all different martial arts, whereas before people would specialized in one or the other, and then but now everybody learns everything, so it's kind of taken that element out of it, if you know what I mean. Remember before there was that element of he's a boxer, he's a wrestler, he was this, he was that, and who's going to win? Now it's like, oh, they both train the exact same way. Oh, well, who's going to win?
GSP Silva, who do you think is going to win if they fight?
I wouldn't count out GSP in that fight because he changes his training camp every time he's fighting somebody. He changes it according to that fighter. So, when people go, Anderson will walk through him, I go, I don't think so. I mean, Anderson's great, don't get me wrong, but, he looks beatable to me.
Joe
Not
Rogan?
by me, but because I don't train anymore. But
now you're Joe Rogan. What do you think of him and his comedy?
Joe's a good friend of mine. I think he's a hilarious guy. And he's really, really smart. Joe's actually one of the most intelligent humans I've met.
Joe, he also trains as well. Has he suggested any gyms for you to go to and whatnot like that? Or are you planning to do any training at all?
Yeah, he actually said he trains in Hollywood, so when he comes down, he's gonna. I haven't been around, so it's a question of me calling him, go, Joe, you training today? And then he comes down to Hollywood and we'll go train together. But he has an octagon in his garage.
For real?
Yeah, he has a full-size octagon in his garage.
Joe got in a huge feud with Carlos Mencia about stealing jokes. Has anyone stolen from you? Do you have any famous comedians who've stolen from you?
I don't know if anybody famous has stolen from me, but I know some no-name guys that have stolen from me. And if I name them, then they have a name, so they remain no-name. But I think, and who am I to say that I never stole jokes back in the day either? So I mean, it's just part of growing up in this game, and then you learn what not to do.
What's your favorite talk show to be on, late night talk show, and why?
Well, I haven't done them all. I think I would like to do Letterman because I've never done it, and he's very, very funny.
Right.
But I don't know if he would. I mean, they've already refused me on Letterman, so.
They haven't. You've just done Leno.
I've done Conan. Leno. I haven't done Conan. I've done Leno, Kimmel, Ferguson, Lopez twice.
Lopez a good guy?
Lopez is a great guy. we're actually good friends now too, and we're doing some dates together later on this year.
And who's the coolest person you met in Hollywood? Who's the biggest prick you met in Hollywood?
Coolest person, I would say, there's so many. There's a lot of really cool people in Hollywood. You would expect more dicks, and there's not that many. The coolest person I met was, I'm friends with, is Michael Bublé.
He's a cool guy.
He's a great dude.
Canadian guy.
Yeah, great guy, and I'm actually going to MC his wedding.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he could have had anybody do that.
Who's surprised?
I don't think he knows that I'm going to MC his wedding. But I told him I was going to MC his wedding. He was like, "You can do whatever you want," and I was like, "Well, then I will."
What do you think Charlie Sheen and this whole saga he's been involved with?
I think it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as crazy as people say he is. I mean, he's a little, he's just reaching a little bit right now, but say what you want, Charlie.
And what do you think of the TV show Outsourced?
I've never watched it.
No.
I think that tells you everything about it. And Outsourced was also the name of my first DVD.
Yeah, were you upset
which kind
about
of
that?
annoys me because I'm like, great, you took my, DVD title and then turned it into a sitcom, and it kind of sucks.
And finally, your sitcom on NBC, when's that coming out, and what else can people be looking out for?
The NBC sitcom is back up in limbo again, so we don't know what's happening with that. But I am the voice, the lead voice on a cartoon for Fox called Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
It's about an Indian family who lives in Rancho Cucamonga, California, and I play the father, Raj Krishnamurthy.
And you're in Source Code coming up as well?
I'm in Source Code coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
With Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Excellent.
I'm in a movie called Breakaway that comes out in September.
Right.
And I'm in a movie called New Year's Eve that comes out in December.
Okay, cool. And if people want to get a hold of you, russellpeters.com, and you're on Twitter as well?
Yes, russellpeters.com and @TheRealRussellP on Twitter, because people have been faking to be me. I can't even get verified. How shitty is that? I'm on video telling you I am @TheRealRussellP, and I can't get verified.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate the time. Best of luck in the future.
Thanks, Jit.